The first time I heard about Clubhouse was from a photographer friend of mine who asked if I was on the platform. I said, no, what is Clubhouse? He said, well, it's a little bit like Zoom. You go into these rooms and you talk to other people on a particular topic. I said, well, we have Zoom. What do we need this for? He says, no, it's different. You know, it's exclusive. You need an invite to get in. And when I heard that, it sounded completely ridiculous because I'm thinking, why would someone build a social media network and then not let people in? But I asked him to send the invite, and he sent it. I checked it out, and I actually ended up liking Clubhouse. So I'm just going to show you what Clubhouse is. It only works on your phone or your iPad. It doesn't work on the computer. But you download the app, and when you touch the icon, which on my screen right now is on the bottom right, you get something that looks like this. And what we're seeing is different rooms. So the first room you see on this screen says photographers, models, music artists, link up. And you can see some people listed here. You can see that 37 people who are speakers, and there are 75 other people in the room. As I keep moving now, it says Industry Connect, follow for follow, Christmas, everyone speaks. Then it says higher vibrations, good vibes, all creatives, let's talk, artists and creatives in conversation, personal branding, photography, Q&A for photographers. So let's take a look at what happens when we go into a room. So we can see here that these are all the people who are in this room. You can see me here. Everyone who's in this top section is permitted to speak. And there's going to be a line here where these people are not able to speak in the room right now. Some rooms allow you to raise your hand to ask a question. This room appears to have that feature turned off because I don't see the hand raising. So not everyone can talk in this room, but you can listen. So let's just take a quick listen to what's going on in this room. And it's called Photographers, Models, Music Artists, Link Up.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, Chris.
Yo, that was perfect, bro. I really appreciate that.
Chris.
Yo, talk to me.
No, not.
Okay, so right now what you're hearing doesn't sound that engaging. And when I first heard about the app, the first thing I thought was, well, if you put 40 people in a room and they're all able to talk, it's just going to be a big mess. Everyone's going to be talking at the same time and people are going to be trolling. But surprisingly, that's not the case. I found some very interesting conversations here. And I think maybe people have been trained from all the time we've spent on Zoom in the past few months. So people know to wait their turn and to allow people to speak, and it works very, very well. Now, the platform is audio only, so there's no video. And if you look at the screen now, what you see is when someone is speaking, there's a very faint brown line around them, so you know that that is the person who's speaking. It can be kind of difficult to tell who's speaking. Like as I scroll through this right now, I don't see the brown line to tell me who is speaking, and I'm confident that at some point, okay, right now it's this person listed as Midas on the left. He's the person talking because he has that gold or brown line around him. I'm confident that in time they're going to change this to a more obvious way to tell who's talking. But when you're on the platform, if you want to know something about the person, so here this person, Sham, on the top left, he's the one who organized the room. That's why he's in the first spot there. So if I touch his picture, then I can see his bio like this, and it tells me how many followers he has on this platform, 4,000. I'm following him. He's following 870 people. Little bio on him, and also a link to his Instagram. Now, Instagram is the main platform that is connected to Clubhouse. And by that I mean, if I wanted to communicate with him, what I would do is go to his Instagram and then I would DM him. And it's expected that if I'm visiting him on Clubhouse, then I'm going to follow him on Clubhouse and I'm going to follow him on Instagram. A lot of people in the rooms will periodically remind people like, hey, everybody in this room should be following the moderators and they should be following the other people in the room. That can be a little questionable at times because if these people are following you, they might not really be quality followers. You're building up your following. You have 50 new people following you maybe after you spend a couple of hours on this platform. But if this room is made up of a lot of photographers, do you really need photographers following you? Is that going to get you any work? And when you're following them and you're looking at their work, is that really the community that's going to help you book more jobs? It might not, okay? But let's just take a look at what happens in other rooms so we can just get an idea of what goes on in some of these rooms, okay? So this one says personal branding, photography, Q&A for photographers. Let's just take a quick glance at what's going on here.
Okay, are you planning on having an email
strategy? Are you going to be sending emails out to your followers? That's one way that you can use images. You don't want to send the same picture out every single time, right? And I show them examples of what engaged photos look like, and we can talk about that later as well. I tried to ask them about, are they going to have a book eventually? Are they going to make an ebook? So I want to be able to provide for them.
Okay, so you can clearly see just from that few seconds that that is going to be a good conversation taking place in that room. And I have found some well-known photographers who are already using the platform, and they're giving information and they're taking questions. And you can see in this room, I can raise my hand and ask a question. It says you raised your hand. We'll let the speakers know you want to talk. They're letting me join here, and I'm going to say maybe later since I'm dealing with you guys here. Like any social media platform, there's always going to be a little bit of a hit and miss element to it. It's not all going to be gold, but it's not all going to be bad either. But I think if you can manage to get yourself on Clubhouse now might be a good time to get in. It is invitation only. The more time, say, I spend on the app, the more invites they give me. But I've been on the app 2 weeks and I've been fairly active. I spent 5 hours on this thing one day, and usually I'm on it half an hour, maybe 1 hour, and I've only earned 2 invites. So you might have to put a lot of time in to actually get an invite that you could share with someone who's in your network, and then that person can get on the platform. But a lot of times what happens with these social media platforms is they start off one way and they end up very differently. So if you can get on Clubhouse now, it's probably worth your time. It's very possible that in time they're going to add advertising, or there'll be some kind of fee to get into the premium room or whatever. So if there's a way for you to get into Clubhouse now, you might want to do it. And you spend some time searching different rooms, you might find it worth your time.